name is Brother Leander Burks. My spiritual name is Ife Sarah Ukulu. And I have a personal goal of presenting at least one message to the African village at least once a month. And I'd like to thank Gator for Chief Elder of Church and beautiful wife for having spirit enough to trust and to give me that opportunity. And I don't take that privilege lightly. In Roman days, they said the greatest right that a civilian has, or a born citizen has, is the right to speak apos, or openly. And I take that right very seriously. Okay. But before I get started, I'd like to bring up a young lady that's very close to me. She's the second part of my production team. If I should please come up, please. She has a very, very strong, healthy spirit that I really, really appreciate. I mean, whenever I need her, and she's right there. She's the second part of my production team, and my other part is my daughter, Alicia, who's on the camera right now. Give her a hand. She's also very protective of me. She already cost me at least 2 potential girlfriends. Today, present the case to you, and it's up to you to make the decision. But after a while, we're going to talk about the different types of God. Now, in the Bible, there are several profiles of several ways that God was presented to the people in the Bible. Okay, first we're going to go with the omnipresent God. That was the God of Adam and Eve. And this God, they was able to feel the presence of this God. Even if they might not saw this God, they felt the presence around them. And as we read in the Bible, Genesis 3, chapter 3, verses 8 and 10, and they heard the voice of the Lord walking in the garden in the cool of the day. And Abraham and his wife hid themselves from the presence of the Lord amongst the trees of the garden. And the Lord called unto Adam and said unto him, Where art thou? Where art thou? And he said, I heard thy voice in the garden, and I was afraid because I was naked, and I hid myself. Now this is an example of the omnipresent God. They felt the God. And I want you to make a mental note that they did not fear this God. They were all right with this God until they supposedly had messed up. Now I'm going to go with the material or physical God, the God of Abraham. Now when we say physical, material God, it's the kind of God that you can walk up to and you can call. You know that it's real. You know that it's there. It's not a ghost or a spook. You can call it. In Genesis 18, verses 1 through 5, it says, And the Lord appeared unto him in the plains of Mamre, and he sat in the tent of the door in the heat of the day. And he lifted up his eyes and looked, and lo, 3 men stood by him. How many men?
3.
And when he saw them, he ran to meet them from the tent door, and bowed himself toward the ground. And he said, My Lord, if now I have found favor in thy sight, pass not away. I pray thee from thy servant. Let a little water, I pray, you be fetched, and wash your feet, and rest yourself under the tree. And I will fetch a morsel of bread, and comfort ye your hearts. After that ye shall pass on, for therefore ye come to your servant. And they said, So do as thou hast said. Now, we see here that this God has hands, has feet, has an appetite. And he also has security detail, but he has 2 guys living. This is a material God. And no, Abraham was not afraid to touch him. And as we go on with this story, right after this meeting, right during this meeting, God promised Abraham his son, Isaac. And once Isaac was born at the age of maybe about 5 or 6, God came to talk to Abraham again, and he told him, Take your son up to a hill and sacrifice him. He was testing Abraham.
Talk about it.
Now, I have a little problem with that because God does not need to test you. He knows your heart.
Talk about it.
He created you. And just listen to what he told him to do. He said, Take your child, take him up to a hill and sacrifice him. Now, my God would never tell me to do that. I must say that guy's a good plan with it. And I want everybody to just look at your neighbor and say, God, stop playing with my feelings.